Are you serious? Are you serious? Well, it's getting very, very serious. We have a, excuse me. We have a red alert. We have a red alert. Breaking news coming out of the Red Sea. A U.S. vessel has been hit by a missile. A United States ship owned by a Connecticut company has been hit by a missile just off the coast of Yemen in the Red Sea, which is escalating now, this whole situation. Now, you know, we just let me tell you all about this. First of all, put a shout out right now for www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. That's www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. And here's why. You know, Mike Lindell has done so much for the body of Christ, and his pillows are fabulous. He's running an incredible sale right now, beginning this new year, for the audience of Paul Begley Prophecy, and we appreciate it. He's been thrown out of Target, Bed Bath & Beyond, Walmart, and so many of the other big boxes for his faith in Christ. Now, he's had his commercials over at Fox suspended in a dispute. So, wow. How much more can this brother take? You're needing pillows. You're always needing a better pillow than what you have. All of us do. But it's not just the pillows he has. He has the blankets, the slippers you can wear, which are great. I have a pair that are great. The sheets, the Giza sheets, all of this, the towel sets. He has marked everything way down and give extra discounts for you who are followers of the Paul Begley Prophecy Ministry. Just simply go to www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. That's www.mypillow.com/Paul. Use the promo code Paul. You'll be glad you did. Let me tell you what's going on right now. This scenario, and don't forget, we're only 11 days away from the webinar where you get your mind blown how close this Planet X, this Nibiru situation is. I mean, wow. Okay, get your ticket. I'm telling you right now, just go to paulbegleyprophecy.com. There's a red banner across the front. Click it, get your ticket. Okay, here's what's going on, guys. Here's what's going on right now. Very upsetting, very confusing, but a ship owned by a Connecticut-based company has been hit by a missile off the coast of Yemen within the hour, according to the dry bulk vessel operator. Amid escalating strikes on commercial shipping lanes conducted by these Houthi rebels who have not claimed responsibility yet, but we know it's who it is. It's because they're shooting it from their coast, the coast of Yemen. Now, where we just went in and hit 24 targets because we've been fired on and fired on and fired on U.S. warships, different people's tankers, oil tankers, ships, and we're finally, and you know, when are we going to strike back? We did, but it's apparently not enough. Now we've been hit. The Eagle Bulk confirmed the attack, said the vessel did suffer damage, but it is still stable. And so now they're heading out of the area, limping out of there, wounded. And so they were carrying steel. A cargo was full of steel products that had left the coast of the United States, and they're owned by a company in Connecticut. Now, U.S. Central Command says that the Houthi militants are responsible for this attack. We know they are. The ship was struck off the coast of Yemen, just in the Red Sea, just off the edge of the Gulf of Aden, according to the Associated Press. Also, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations, noting that suspicions have fallen on the Houthis again, who've previously fired at the same area against so many other commercial vessels trying to get through that narrow gap there, that narrow strait that these vessels got to go through. The ship was bound for Egypt's Suez Canal, a major hub for global trade that has been impacted by the Houthis' harassments of ships that go through the Red Sea. A biblical Red Sea, where Moses crossed the Red Sea with the children of Israel. Here we are, thousands of years later, and we have warfare on the Red Sea. Why? Because Israel came under an attack on October 7th, where 1,400 innocent men and women and children were butchered. Israel has responded back for now 100 days and are trying to literally smash Hamas and eliminate them from their terroristic attack on Israel. Because Israel, the IDF, is doing that, the Houthis are firing on innocent ships that are going by, and are getting more bolder and bolder. And who is the Houthis? They're nothing more than a rebel group funded by Iran, just like Hamas, funded by Iran, just like Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, who keep firing rockets into Israel, funded by Iran. And this morning, there was a stabbing that went on just in the northern edge of Tel Aviv in Israel. One person was killed and 18 others were wounded as they were stabbed in a needless attack on the Jewish people. And this is continuing to go on as this terroristic warfare. Now the U.S. is being drawn in because now they've hit our ships. When are we? How much longer? How many attacks on our warships, on our cargo ships, on our military bases in Iraq and Syria? How much more do we just let go on before we decide to turn the tide? And you have to wonder that. You really do. And the attack on the Eagle bulk ship comes just a few days after the United States and its allies, basically the United Kingdom and the U.S., launched a retaliatory airstrike against the Houthi radar site there in Yemen to weaken the group's offensive capabilities. But apparently that ain't working because now they had a direct hit on a U.S. ship. And though the U.S. has advised ships to continue to avoid traveling through that area, they can't. This is the main shipping route. And everybody wants the goods and services to be shipped. People are buying stuff. It's got to go through there. Problem is, we're not taking care of business. We should just go and take care of the business. And to the point that they couldn't throw a rock in the Red Sea, let alone shoot a missile. But that would take leadership. That would actually take leadership. That would take somebody with the cojones to stand up and do what's right. Did I just say cojones? I mean, it would really take somebody who's got the leadership capabilities and the fortitude to get it done. But we're not seeing that yet. We have not seen that in some time. Okay? Key background information about this, what's going on. The Red Sea, which is such a biblical route, it's the only route, if you're going to cut across and use the Suez Canal in Egypt, that's become the site of multiple Houthi attacks on commercial ships and now has hit a U.S. ship out of Connecticut. So what's going to happen next? Are we just going to say, you know what I'm saying? Is there going to be a response? Are we going to put an end to this? I mean, how about just, or do we want to go to where the source is? Straight to Iran. Just go straight after Iran. That's another question. Everybody's trying to appease the enemy, but you can't appease an ideology that's hell-bent on the apocalypse. So, and we wrote that in our book, Revelation 9:11. We tell you all about the radical Islamic groups, and not only them, but the Chinese and the communists of Chinese and Russia and the others. If you haven't pre-ordered your book, you should do this. You should pre-order it by going to Amazon.com. It has went number one 3 different times over that at Amazon.com. It has went number one 3 times, and currently I think it's 81 or something on the list. But people are getting it. Pre-order it now. Go and I'm going to tell you now. Don't just order 1, order 5, And you'll say, Pastor, you're crazy. No, I'm not. This was a word I got from the Lord. Tell people to order 5, the Lord said, because when they read it, they're going to want to give it to somebody to read, and then they'll never get it back. So tell them to order 5 hard copies, get the original print right now, first edition, save one for themselves, and give the other 4 away to people that they know would need to read this. Guys, again, go and you can do it today. You can pre-order it today. It's going to start shipping April 2nd. These books are going to get shipping like crazy by our publisher, coming out of off the shelves of Amazon. So do that now. Just go to and pre-order yours, and you'll have it ready. You'll be ready to go when April 2nd comes, and there will be a mad dash. And I really believe, and we're talking about the plan of salvation in this. I really believe that people will be saved when they read the book. People who are saved but are not awake to prophecy will wake up immediately. They'll read and say, wow, that is happening. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. It's incredible. It's filled with such great interviews and research on secret societies, on CERN, on Apophis, on Planet X, on the Middle East, on China, Taiwan, on Russia, Ukraine, on the woke agenda, on the green religion, and the culture. I mean, every education, everything you can imagine. The hordes of hell are being released. And I think people need to know this. And so this book is huge, huge important. And Troy Anderson, my co-author, said to me, this could be the book that changes the paradigm shift, that gets people really understanding that Jesus Christ is really coming back soon, sooner than all of us actually realize, and that people will not be ready. And this could help a lot of folks turn their life around. So this is critically important. Now, again, the tickets are right now going for the webinar. I am so serious. These guys are amazing. The information, all of them giving us fresh, new, updated information because things have changed in the last year. There's now we can see things that are developing, and the data has changed, and the reaction of the sun has changed, and the other planets have, and there's newer technology, and there's new instruments now showing us things that happen to the moon, and things happening to Mars, and things that's happening to the Earth, and things that's happening to the sun. It's unbelievable. So let's do this now. Go and get your ticket today so that I can immediately put you in the list for the release of your link, your ticket, your release of the link to your private email. You'll be ready to go. Gil Brazard is incredible. BP Earthwatch, amazing information. Both those guys brought forward. Stan Dale, he's always got the inside track with the government, and he shares that info. Mike around the world drops bomb after bomb after bomb, stuff he can't even say on Thursday nights. Okay, Rex Bear really did his homework and brings forth some photographs from the 1980s where NASA was saying they had discovered Planet X. And he's even got the documents where they say it. And then they were told to not say it no more. So it's amazing. Why is this all going on? Get your tickets today. Go to paulbegleyprophecy.com. Guys, there's more happening. I want to tell you about this, but there's no doubt about this. Does the United States just sit back and do nothing? Is the United States just going to sit back and do nothing? Well, this is a question. And do they have to wait till they get hit 50 times before they? We have a ship. Okay, we have a U.S. ship hauling steel getting hit with a missile. It did damage the ship. The ship didn't sink, thank God. But what is it going to take? Do they got to sink somebody's boat out there, do they got to sink one before we finally realize we got to put an end to this? Not just respond back, but put an end to this. How much more are you going to let, and how much of a foothold are you going to give the enemy and allow them to have? It's just incredible. Well, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for peace in the Middle East. Pray that the situation in Gaza is finally resolved. Pray that these hostages are found alive. Pray that the nation of Israel eliminates its enemy that did such horrible, horrific, demonic butchering of their people. Pray that Iran is dealt with head on and quit acting like we're scared of them and quit giving them so much leadway and put an end to this. So pray. Because you're not going to appease them. Please, please, please. It's never going to happen. When you understand their ideology, when you understand their eschatology of the return of the Mahdi, then you'll understand that there is no middle ground. We're in the end times. Give your life to Jesus Christ. And I know today is, let me just say this too, because today is Martin Luther King Day that we're celebrating. God bless the freedom that he proclaimed should be for everybody, that all men are created equal, and that it's amazing that it from the end of the Civil War took 100 years before that was fully understood that all men are truly created equal. I am kind of stunned over that. When you study what led to the President Lincoln and the abolishment of slavery, and it took a horrible civil war, and it was finally, slavery was abolished. Okay? So you had thought at that point we could have figured this thing out. But no, it takes another 100 years. And finally, the Civil Act rights in 1965 and the things it took to finally finalize that and bring equality really to all people. It didn't matter what race you are. So Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, came forward and led the push to finally make it a country where all men are truly created equal. Everyone is God's children. Also, this is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but it is also Election Day at the Iowa caucuses. And so tonight, between 7 and 9 p.m. for 2 hours, all across Iowa, all these different precincts will be gathering and trying to figure out where their votes are going to go, to who and how many. And that's going to all take place this evening in what's called the Iowa caucus. And so this interesting system, but it is how the presidential elections get started. So that's happening today, as well as the fact that it's bitter cold, brutal cold across America right now. So that's going on at the same time. So there's a lot happening. I'm going to keep it. We're going to stay on top of these stories today, and because especially the Middle East, we don't know what's going to happen next. I'm not sure what's going to happen in Iowa tonight. I'm not sure, just what's going to happen in the Middle East. And there's so many different. Now the war is now spread beyond the borders of Israel, obviously, and nations are getting pulled in as we're so close to that. And no wonder when the Lord spoke to me and said, Paul, it's about to happen. Revelation 9:11. Apollyon is about to crawl out of the bottomless pit, and you haven't seen nothing yet. Because when he does get released, he comes out with so many demons, it's as thick as thieves. It's as thick as smoke, it says in the Bible. It's as thick as locusts, ever-consuming demon spirits launched upon humanity. And it's about to happen. That's what the Lord said to me. It's about to happen. Warn the people. And I know there's some of you out there watching who are saying, Pastor Begley, we're so tired of you warning us. You keep telling us it's the apocalypse. It's the coming apocalypse. It's the end of days. It's the last days. And are you serious? You know, what? Something biblical's going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. And the sun is exploding, and the volcanoes are erupting in Iceland, and the earthquakes are shaking in Turkey, killing 50,000, and a mudslide kills 11,000 in Morocco, or wherever that was. No, that was in, I forgot now. Morocco, an earthquake kills 3,000, and then 11,000 get killed, I think, in Libya from a storm called Daniel that just come out of nowhere in the Mediterranean. And we had the debacle in Afghanistan. We just pull out and we just leave people falling off airplanes, and we leave American citizens, almost 1,000 of them, we just leave them behind. And we say to ourselves, what is going on? And we watch inflation rise beyond comprehension. We see taxation being raised. And we're watching a southern border that's, might as well say, wide open. And we just get lied to. One lie after another. Mayorkas is lying to us. And Buttigieg tells us that everything's okay with the planes and the ships. It's just unbelievable. And then you have this murdering, butchering, coming over the fences, flying in on these gliders, driving in with these Jeeps, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Hamas terrorists butchering the innocent Israeli citizens that live in the kibbutzes over there along close to the Gaza Strip. It's incredible. Yeah. I'm going to keep telling you it's almost over. Because it is. And if the rapture was to come, and I was to disappear tomorrow, thank God. And a lot of you would probably disappear with me. But some of you watching right now would be left behind, period. And you know it. There'll be no more Paul Begley coming on every day. You can go to his channel every day. There'll be no new postings. And you'll face a global conflagration of misery and a beast of all beasts, oppressing his people. I don't know when it's going to happen. People ask me all the time, well, will the Antichrist reveal himself before the church is gone, or does the church leave before the Antichrist is gone? Well, you can find scriptures that can support both those theories. So, you know what the best thing to do, don't you? Be ready. Start serving Jesus. Best way to live anyway. So I'm going to say it to you again. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're running out of time. Are you saved? I'll be back. I will be back with more. Stay near this channel, close to it. Keep checking, keep coming here. We're running out of time.